misnomer, since the land could be quite hilly. But then the bumpy fringes of the northern Badlands crept up here, like the trickles of river water forming finger coves. But drab buttes and flat grasslands coexisted just fine for the most part. A night fog was sweeping in, eroding his visuals. He frowned, and though he was a veteran at this, he felt his adrenaline spike. He heard the far-off rumble and then the whistle of a train, probably carrying a column of tanker cars loaded with oil, also with natural gas, which after being pulled out of the earth was then liquefied for transport. The whistle sounded sad and hopeful to him at the same time. Then another rumble came. This time it was from up in the sky. A storm was racing in, as storms often did around here. He had to pick up the pace. He gripped his Winchester rifle tightly, ready to raise the night scope to his eye in an instant and to deliver, he hoped, the true kill shot this time. The next moment Parker saw something, 50 feet and to his left. A shadow, a shade darker than its surroundings. He looked down at the ground, shining his light there. Now he was surprised, and then puzzled. The bloody marks distinctly went off to the right. How could that be? His quarry hadn't suddenly developed the ability to fly. Yet maybe it had sharply changed directions up ahead, wobbling on weakened legs before collapsing. He trudged forward, wary of a trap. He drew within 15 feet of the spot and stopped. He squatted down again, and under the brilliant beam of his tack light, he took a long look around at the vast space in front of him. He even gave a behind-the-back look just in case his quarry had managed to outflank him and was sneaking up from the rear. Parker had fought in the First Gulf War. He had seen the crazy shit that sometimes took place when living things were trying to kill each other. He wondered if this was one of those times. Still squatting, he crab-walked forward to within 10 feet of the spot, then 5. He felt his gut tighten. He must be seeing things. He sucked on his water line to increase his hydration, but the thing was still there. It was no mirage. It was... He gingerly rose and carefully treaded the final few feet to the spot and looked down, his powerful light illuminating every detail of the nightmare he had just discovered. It was a woman. At least he thought it was. Yes, as he leaned closer, he saw the plump breasts. She was naked, and she had also been butchered. Yet there wasn't a drop of blood to mar the pristine ground around her. The skin covering her face had been cut from the back and then pulled down, coming to rest on the exposed bone of her chin. Her skull had been sawed open, and the top part removed and laid to the side of her head. The revealed cavity was empty. Where the hell was her brain? And her chest? It had been apparently cut open and then sewn back together. He glanced at the compact dirt around the body. His brow screwed up when he saw the distinct marks on the ground there. They seemed familiar to him. Next moment he forgot about these traces and slowly sank to his knees as it occurred to him where he had seen such suture patterns on a human chest before. It was called a Y incision. He had seen it in numerous TV cop shows and movies. It was the proverbial cut-up body on the slab in the morgue, only he wasn't in a morgue. He was in the middle of expansive, unblemished North Dakota, without a coroner or TV show in sight. A post-mortem had been performed on this unfortunate woman. Hal Parker turned to the side and threw up, mostly bile. The soil was no longer pristine as the skies opened up and the rain began to pour down. Chapter 2. North Dakota, murmured Amos Decker. He was sitting next to Alex Jamison on a small Embraer regional jet. They had taken a jumbo 787 to Denver, where they'd had an hour layover before boarding the far smaller aircraft. It was like going from a stretch limo to a clown car. Decker, who was 6'5" and weighed nearly 300 pounds, had groaned when he'd watched the small jet maneuvering to their gate, and groaned even more when he'd glimpsed the tiny seats inside. He'd had to wedge into his allotted space so tightly that he doubted he would need his lap belt to keep him safe in case of...